Hi guys, so welcome ulit sa ating YouTube channel. So let's talk about lesson 22, the relatively prime integers. Okay, so let's have a definition. So if P is an element of Z and P is greater than 1, we say that P is prime if the only positive divisors of P are only 1 and itself. Two integers A and B are relatively prime if the greatest common divisor is 1. Okay, so dalawang definition yung binigay sa definition na to. So I don't know bakit ganito yung pagkakasalansang sa book. Pero I think may reason. So I think ito yung i-reason out ko para dyan. So una, sabi na if P is an element of Z and P is greater than 1, we say that P is prime if the only positive divisors of P are only 1 in itself. So gaya yung sinabi ko, so ikaw ay prime number. So ikaw ay prime, masasabi kong ikaw ay prime number kung ang divisor mo, kunyari ikaw si A o let's say ikaw si P, kung ang divisor mo lang ay si 1 at yung sarili mo at wala nang iba. Okay, again, magiging prime number ka kung yung divisor mo lang is si 1 at ang sarili mo. So, example ng prime number, so since greater than 1, note, since P is greater than 1, technically, 1 is not a prime number. Okay, so 1 is a special number. So, iba siya. Okay, so nag-iiba yung 1 na yan. So, nag-i-start ang ating mga prime number kay 2. So, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, I think, 19, 23, 29, okay, 31, okay, and so forth. So, basta alam ko marami pang prime number. Actually, hindi ko kaya isulat lahat kahit sino naman sa atin. So, infinitely many pa rin talaga yung primes na yan. So, there are infinitely many primes. So, at the same time, walang sequence na nakaka-form pa ng prime. So, kasi alam niyo yung harmonic ay yung mga arithmetic progression saka geometric progression. So, aware ka na kaya mong hanapin yung nth term ng arithmetic progression. So, marami kasing mathematician yung marami nagtatry na gumawa ng sequence na kung saan makukuha niya yung nth term ng isang prime, yung sequence ng prime. So, until now, wala pa rin na ako na-discover na pattern ng mga number na yan. So, imagine mo, difference na to is 1, difference bigla is 2, 2, 4, 2. Bago-bago yan. So, habang lumalaki yung number, so the more na lumalaki, the more na umabot. So, another thing yan is hindi rin nila alam yung hindi talaga makaform ng sequence. Bakit? Kasi hindi rin alam. Ito yung duktong ng set theory dito or parang ambag na set theory dito. Since alam natin ang integers is infinitely many, so actually counting numbers pa lang is infinitely many na, countably infinite, napakarami na nun. Hanggat hindi mo alam yung dulo ng numbers na yun, hindi nila kayang itigil hanggang saan yung prime. So actually hindi siya titigil. Okay, so ano ba reason bakit hindi tinigil? Hindi siya tinigil for the purpose na hindi maging ganun ka-perfecto si Matt. So, hindi ko din sinasabi na kaya na lang itigil. So, hindi talaga siya tumitigil, technically. Okay, so, I think, isa sa mga reason na nabasa ko rin dati, so, sabi nga nila, integers is created by God, or I think parang ganun. So, numbers are created by God. So, sabi niya nga is something na, kaya niya ka-narrate yan. So, ito lang relationship in terms of religion. So, nakakwento ko na lang din is something na sabi nga nila, if ma-reach out mo yung dulo, so, kunyari, naabot mo yung dulo na infinity, nagkaroon ka ng sequence na naabot mo rin yung dulo ng pi, naabot mo rin yung dulo ng ganito. Lahat ng bagay sa mundo will be perfect. Okay, so, perfect na yung revolution, perfect na yung ganito, lahat ng bagay sa mundo perfect. So, which means na in terms of religion, parang na-reach mo na yung magiging God or something. So, in which na napaka-impossible. So, kaya nga magkakaroon na lang sila ng term eh. Okay, so sa math, may mga impossible thing na nangyayari. So, ito nga yung mga bagay na yun. Okay, so, isa sa mga bagay na yun is something na, ayun nga, wala pa talaga nakakita kay God or what. Okay, so, ayun lang yung aking mga nabasa or nabalitaan. So, sorry ko na share yun. Okay, so again, ayun yung pagiging prime. Okay, next is two integers A and B are relatively prime if the greatest common divisor is 1. So, ito ay iba. Okay, so, relatively prime yung dalawang integers kung yung GCD nila is 1. So, in symbol, relatively prime if yung GCD ng A and B is equal to 1. So, example nito is 2 and 3. Okay, si 2, 3, ang GCD is 1. Okay, so, another thing, siguro si 3 and 4. Kunyari, si 3 and 4, kasi parehas prime yan eh. Si 3 is prime, si 4 is not prime. Pero ang GCD nila is 1. So therefore, they are relatively prime to each other. Okay, so yun nga, ito nga ibig sabihin nito. Hindi porket hindi prime yung isa, hindi na sila relatively prime. Okay, although composite number si 4, prime number si 3, sila ay relatively prime to each other. Kasi ang GCD is 1. So, sir, kailan po magiging hindi sila relatively prime? Siyempre, pag parehas composite. So, example ng parehas composite, so, kunwari, 4, 6. Okay, so sa 4, 6, ang GCD is 2 eh. Okay, so meaning hindi sila relatively prime to each other kasi para sila composite numbers. O, ibig sabihin ng composite numbers may factor pa or may divisor pa other than 1 in itself sa loob or sa loob niya. Okay, so yun yung mga ibig sabihin niyan. Okay, so ito nga, relatively prime integers. Pag-uusapan natin yung mga theory technically sa loob nito. Okay, so wala masyadong I think wala masyadong solving or what, pero I think at least mapapakita ko sa inyo ano ba yung galaw ng numbers in terms of integers. Okay, so let's have theorem 9.1. So bakit 9.1? Kasi almost chapter 9 na tayo sa theory. Kaya napansin mo last time is sa 8. So chapter 8 kasi yun. So ito chapter 9 na. Okay, so two integers a and b are relatively prime if and only if there exist integers x and y such that ax plus by is equal to 1. Okay, so yun yung sabi nila, no? Relatively prime daw sila if there exist integers x and y such that ax plus by is equal to 1. So ito yung proof. So, may word na if and only if. So, meaning, yung proof niya may case 1 and case 2. Okay, so for case 1, okay, assume na. So, two integers are relatively prime. Prove na there exists integer x and y such that ax plus by is equal to 1. So, ang mangyari, assume na ab is relatively prime, which is equal to 1. So, this means that relatively prime si a and b. Okay, so by definition natin, A and B are relatively prime to each other or are relatively prime to each other. Okay, so since ganun nangyari, ano ba mangyari? So by theorem 8.1, so remember ano ba yung theorem 8.1? So sabi ng theorem 8.1, if D is equal to A, B, kaya ko siyang i-represent as AX naught plus BY naught is equal to D. So in this case, by theorem 8.1, so may linear combination siya, which is ax plus by is equal to 1. Okay, so aware tayo dyan. Okay, ngayon, suppose muna na ID natin kasi alam natin di yan eh. So, suppose na ID ko muna siya. Hindi ko muna sure na alam kung 1 siya. Hindi ko muna kiniklaim na 1 siya. So, ngayon, if ax plus by is equal to d, ang sabi ng mga corollary, diba ito ang sabi, if d is equal to a, b, aware tayo by definition na D. So, we have D divides A and D divides B. Okay? Since D divides A and D divides B, so meron tayong theorem dun sa ating divisibility somewhere na kung yung dalawang number dinidivides din niya to. So, I think I don't remember kung anong theorem to. This implies that D divides yung AX plus BY. Okay, yung nag-multiply ka ng something x and y. So, for some x and y element of integers. So, nakalimutan ko ng theorem yan. A number. Okay, so, since nagawa ko yan, okay, so ngayon, ibig sabihin, dalawang cases kung ano meron si D. D divides ax plus by or D divides, lagi ko lang, or D divides 1. Okay, dalawa cases lang yan. Okay, ngayon, since D can be greater than or equal to 1. So, meaning ang pinakamalit na GCD natin is 1. So, therefore, hindi lang basta AX and Y. So, pwede natin sabihin na this implies that AX plus BY is equal to 1. So, sinet ko na lang na 1. Kasi by theorem 8.1, actually, tapos na siya. So, pinakita ko lang part by part na kung D is equal to A, B, so, D divides A, D divides D. Therefore, by theorem natin sa divisibility something, mag-add tayo something, mag-multiply tayo something sa kanya, tapos i-add natin, divisible pa rin siya by D. Okay, since nga divisible sila. Then, or divisible sila by 1. Kasi yun na naman dalawang cases ng number eh. So, divisible property to. Okay, so since this is greater than 1, therefore, ax plus by is equal to 1. So, by transitivity. Okay, so, done tayo sa case 1. So, case 2, paano yung case 2? Assume na merong x and y, tapos, ax plus by is equal to 1. So, assume na meron tayong ax plus by is equal to 1 for some. So, this is for some x and y element of integers. Ang goal natin dapat sa a and b are relatively prime to each other. So, paano naman yung attacking gagawin natin dito? Okay, so, ano nga ba? Ang mga sure ko dito is, I think i-reverse ko yung process na to. Ang sure ko dito na suppose, kasi ang goal natin, no, dapat AB is relatively prime. So, meaning AB is equal to 1. Tama, yung GCD nila. So, suppose natin, lagay ko muna suppose. So, suppose that D is equal to A, B. So, meaning hindi ko pa alam yung GCD ng A, B. Okay, so by property, so alam natin na property to. Then, alam natin na D divides A and D divides B. So, by definition ng GCD. Okay, kung ikaw yung GCD na A and B, D divides A and D divides B. So, by definition 1. Okay, so I think I. So, sabi nga, yun yung isang sunod na ibig sabihin. Next, katulad ng ginawa ko dito, since divisible ako by A and B, sure ako, this implies na ako ay divisible din by AX plus BY. Okay? Or, katulad din ng ginawa ko ulit doon kasi nga reverse, D divides 1. Dalawang klase lang yan. So, yung linear combination ng A and B or dun sa 1. Ngayon, alam natin na yung D natin can be 1. So, by transitivity. So this implies that AB is equal to 1. Kasi, ang other way lang para makuha natin si divide niya. Kasi ito yung linear combination eh. So, pag kinuha ko kasi ito, this is AX plus BY is equal to D. Okay? Kasi anong nangyari, since lagi ko na lang, since AX plus BY is equal to D. Note that D is equal to 1. So, this can be 1. Pero, sabi ng linear combination, di ba ang sabi, AX plus BY, is, yung A, B, is equal to AX plus BY. Where A, B is 1. Okay, sabi ulit si AX plus BY is equal to D. Which is, nakuha natin, B is 1. Okay, since yun nangyari, ito daw ay 1, therefore, A, B is equal to 1. So, therefore, this is done. Okay, so ganun yung kanyang ginawa dyan. Okay, so next is, let's have corollary 9.2. If A, B is equal to D, so meaning yung GCD na A and B is D, then the GCD of A over D, B over D is equal to 1. Okay, so dito paano natin ipoprove? So I think, yung theorem pa rin natin na, teka lang so by theorem, alay ka lang muna. If A, B is equal to D, by theorem 8.1, ano ibig sabihin ito? By theorem 8.1, we have AX plus BY is equal to D. So, the linear combination niya. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ngayon, divide natin. So, divide the whole equation by D. We obtain this. This is AX over D plus BY over D is equal to D over D, which implies that is AD X plus BD Y is equal to 1. Okay, so hindi right away pwede natin gamitin si theorem 8.2 kasi si theorem 8.2 is if and only if, kung naalala ko. Okay, so no, hindi siya if and only if. So ito yan. So hindi natin right away pwede i-claim na yung combination nila is equal to 1 kasi yung linear combination yan eh. Okay, so note na A over B means note that A over B means A over D means D divides A. Also, B over D means D divides B. Okay? So, sir, bakit gano'n nangyari? Kasi nag-divide ako ng divisor eh. Alam ko divisor yan. Okay? Since divisor yan ng A and B, sure ako na nini-divide niya yung dalawang yan. So, since sure na ako na divisor niya ng dalawa, therefore, this implies that A, B, A over D, B, D is equal to 1. Kasi ang GCD is 1. So, therefore, this is done. Okay, so again, ito lang yung linear combination lang yung ginagawa ni sir. Okay, so let's have corollary 9.3. So if A comma B is equal to D and A is equal to D, A prime, and B is equal to D, B prime, then A prime comma B prime is equal to 1. So paano yan? I think mas madali siya kasi may binigay ng value ng A and D prime. Okay, so start tayo. Proof. Since AB is equal to D, okay, and A is equal to D A prime and B is equal to D B prime. Okay, so ang gagawin ko is by theorem 8.1 ulit. So by theorem 8.1 we have yung A comma B is equal to D. We have AX plus BY is equal to D. Okay, since A is equal to DA prime, B is equal to DB prime, change ko lang to, this is DA prime X plus DB prime Y is equal to D. Okay, then dividing both side by D, kasi nga, ang goal is that is 1. So, i-divide natin both side by D. So, this is just DA prime over D X plus DB prime over D Y is equal to D over D. So therefore this is A prime X plus B prime Y is equal to 1. Next is by corollary ng kanina or by theorem 8.1 ulit. Okay, by theorem 8.2 or 8.1 or 8.2. So, I think kalimutan ko yung pangalan. By theorem 9.1. Ayun, sabi ng theorem 9.1. Two integers A and B are relatively prime if and only if there exist integer x and y such that ax plus by is equal to 1. Ang na-attain natin is A prime x plus B prime y is equal to 1. Therefore, by theorem 9.1, so by theorem 9.1, A prime, B prime is equal to 1, or A prime and B prime are relatively prime to each other. So therefore, this is done. Okay, so ito yung theorem 9.5. So if A divides BC and AB is equal to 1, then A divides C. So medyo kakaiba yung galaw. Okay, so I think paano natin umpisahan yan? Ito kasi lagi, no? Pag nakita ko na ito, sure ako lagi may linear combination. So, aware ako, relatively prime sila to each other. Basta makita mo to, alam mo na si A and B are relatively prime to each other. So, by theorem 9.1, so dito sa ating, so by theorem 9.1, may mag-exist na linear combination niya. Since ganyan. Okay, so ito yung proof. Okay, so, since, lagi ka lang, since AB is equal to 1, or A and B are relatively prime to each other, by theorem 9.1 ng lesson na to, we have AX plus BY is equal to 1. Okay, next is let's see element of integers such that C is non-zero. Okay, so ang gagawin ko, i-multiply ko yung C na yan dun sa ating linear combination, which is ACX plus BCY is equal to C. Okay, ayun yung magiging ibig sabihin. Ngayon, ano ang gagawin ni sir dito? Note na ang sabi, A divides BC. Okay, notes. Ang sabi, A divides BC. So, ano ibig sabihin na A divides BC? Okay, so let's have corollary 9.4. So, for integers A, B, and C, then A, C is equal to, yung GCD ng A and C is equal to GCD ng B and C, which is equal to 1. So, meaning si A and C are relatively prime to each other. B and C are relatively prime to each other. So, hindi sinasabi nito na si A and B are relatively prime. Ang sinasabi lang, si A relatively prime kay C and si B relatively prime kay C. So, if and only if AB is equal to C. A, B, C is equal to 1. So, meaning AB is relatively prime to C. Okay, so, yun yung ibig sabihin. So, ito yung proof. Okay, ang po-prove ko lang is yung papunta. So gagawin kong problem set yung pabalik, meaning yung case 2, yung converse. So prove ko lang yung isang implication, so which mean ito assume, prove yun. Okay, so assume, so since A, C are relatively prime to each other, therefore AX naught plus CY naught is equal to 1. Okay, by theorem 8.2. Next, since B, C are relatively prime to each other, therefore Bx sub 1 plus Cy sub 1 is equal to 1. So, ayun lang yung ginawa ko. Ngayon, ang gagawin ko is, i-multiply ko. So, lagay ko na lang, no, para hindi ma-prove. So, for sum, x naught, y naught, x1, and y sub 1, element of integers. Okay, so that is by theorem 8.1. Okay, next is, i-multiply ko yung dalawang equation. So, pag multiply ko yung dalawang equation, ano mangyari? Ax naught plus bx naught. So, paano ba mag-multiply yung dalawang equation? Pag nag-multiply ka ng dalawang equation, i-multiply ko tong side na to, i-multiply ko yung right side din. Pero, dito side na to, magiging sagot is trinomial, I think. Okay, so, pero check natin. I-multiply natin si ax naught plus cy naught is equal to 1 kay bx sub 1 plus cy sub 1 is equal to 1. So, pag minultiply yan, dito, ab x naught x sub 1 sunod plus b, I think that is b, no, that is bc x1 y naught sunod ac x naught y naught, lastly c squared y naught y sub 1 which is equal to 1 kasi 1 times 1 is 1. So again, yung y sub 0 is y naught, yun ang basa talaga dyan. Okay, so y naught, x naught, z naught, yun yung mga value dyan. At huwag ka sana z natin. Okay, so ang gagawin ni sir, equate natin to. So this is AB, x naught, x sub 1. So i-group ko lang. Next, plus, may common factor na sa lahat. So C, labas ko yung C na isa. So that is C, tapos something na merong B, x sub 1, y naught. Tapos dito, plus A, x naught, y sub 1, plus C, y naught, y sub 1, which is equal to 1. Okay, note na si B, x sub 1, y naught, A, x naught, y sub 1, C, y naught, y sub 1 are all integers. Okay, since dineclare ko. So, sabi nga, let for any A, so for integers A, B, C, so meaning B, A, C integers, then ito ay mga integers. So, meaning, yung mga product, then sum nila is also an integers. Okay, so aware ako ito ay integers. Okay, so ito, integers din. Kasi yung product niyan, integers. So, kung napansin mo, AB times something plus C times something is equal to 1. So, rewrite ko na lang, this is AB times X plus C times Y. So, nilet ko lang na Y itong buo yan, which is equal to 1. Therefore, this implies that AB is relatively prime to C. Okay, so that is done. So, again, pinrove ko lang yung papunta. Ganun lang yung nangyari. Okay, so let's have theorem 9.5. Okay, then ulit sabi A divides BC. So since A divides BC, probably si A, pwede ko probably para multiple si A ng BC. So anong nangyari ganito? So this is ACX plus AY is equal to C. Okay, which means, ano ibig sabihin nito? Which means, na i-factor out ko yung A, this is CX plus Y is equal to C, which means, by definition of divisibility, A divides C. Kasi nga, may nag-exist na ako na integer. Kasi alam ko, CX plus Y is an integer. Okay, so therefore, this is done. Okay, so theorem 9.6. So, if A divides C, B divides C, and AB is equal to 1, then AB is equal to 1. So, obviously, ganun ulit ito yung proof. Okay, so A divides C implies C is equal to A Q sub 1. So, for some Q sub 1 element of integers, B divides C implies C is equal to B Q sub 2. So, for some Q sub 2 element of integers. Okay, another thing, AB is equal to 1, Okay, this is if and only if by theorem 9.1, this is ax plus by is equal to 1. Okay, so dito ako mag-start sa ax plus by is equal to 1. Pag minultiply ko sa c yan, since non-zero naman siya, so this is acx plus bcy is equal to c. Okay, then ang gagawin sa sunod is aware ako na yung c is aq1, tapos yung c ko is aq1, tapos yung isa kong c is yung yung a ko o yung c ko, kanina is aq1, yung kanina ko, yung isa ko namang c is aq2. Kumbaga pwede ko ipalit yung dalawang c na na-obtain ko. Okay, so ang gagawin ko, yung c papalitan ko dito. Unahin ko lang this is aq1. Okay, then times ax plus yung c palitan ko dito ng bq2 times by is equal to c. Okay, so again, pinalit ko lang yung mga nakuha ko doon. Yung c na aq1 tapos yung c na bq2. So, sir, ba't magkaiba? Dalawa kasi yung c na yung pinalabas ko. Okay, so dalawang value. Assume ko na dalawang value. Ngayon, anong ibig sabihin nito? After nyan, may mapapactor ako dyan na ab pa rin, I think. Okay, so I think may mapapactor pa rin ako dyan na ab. So, wait, wag ko palitin ko, sorry. Ang gagawin ko, diba ito? Diba, acx, ang ipapalit ko kay ac, kay c, is yung bq2. Sorry, papalitan ko. Kasi gusto ko mag-factor out ng AB. So, ginagol ko kasi na malabas ko yung AB. So, ang gagawin ko ulit ACX, ang papalit ko sa C is yung BQ2. So, this is BQ2 times AX. Plus yung C naman dito sa B, CY, papalit ko yung AQ1. So, this is AQ1 tapos BY is equal to C. Pa rin. Next is ipapactor out ko yung AB. So, this means that AB times q2x plus q sub 1y is equal to c. Okay, since ito ay element pa rin ng integers, this implies pa rin na c divides ab. Okay, therefore, this is done. Okay, ulit ka na. Yung q sub 2x plus q sub 1y is element pa rin ng integers. So, pinagpalit ko lang yan. Ang ibig sabihin lang nung kaya ako nagiging definition, kasi ganito ginagawa ko, c is equal to ab times q sub 2x plus q sub 1y. So, ginawa ko, sinet ko na si k equal sa k q2x plus q1y. So, this implies that c is equal to ab times k. Okay, so therefore, c divides ab. Ayun yung nangyari. Okay, so ayun lang yung ibig sabihin ng theorem na yan. Okay, then let's have example. Show that if AB is equal to 1, then A plus B, A minus B is equal to 1 or 2. Okay, so I think ito yung mag-i-atake. So, ito yung proof. So, mahirap mag-on the spot. So, mag-start ako dito. Suppose natin, or i-let natin, iset ko muna na yung A plus B, A minus B is equal to D. Okay, so by definition ng GCD, this implies that D divides A plus B and D divides A minus B. Okay, then by property of divisibility, we're tayo doon na this implies na pwede kong kunin yung D divides A plus B minus A minus B and D divides A plus B plus A minus B. So, kinuha ko lang yung property na kung divisible ako sa dalawang number, divisible din ako sa difference nila or the sum nila. Okay, or i-divides ko rin yung sum or yung difference nila. Okay, yun yung ibig sabihin. So, this implies, ano ibig sabihin nito? This is equal sa, this implies that D divides, I think this is 2B, and D divides 2A. Okay, so, yun ang dalawang klase na lumabas. Ngayon, ibig sabihin, this implies na D divides 2A, D divides 2A, 2A, 2B. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin yan? Or which mean na si D is equal to 2A, 2B. Or which mean na si D is equal to 2A, 2B. Ngayon, may property tayo na pwede natin ilabas yung number na yan. Okay, so kasi factor lang sa loob ng GCD. So what if maglabas lang tayo na maglabas ng number? Okay, so ano bang property? Ano bang theorem yun? Okay, so ang gagawin ko, pa-factor out ko, basta may common factor sa loob ng GCD, pwedeng gawin mo ganun. Ilabas ko na lang yung common na yun, which is 2. So mangyari, this implies that D is equal to 2 times AB. Okay, so ganyan yung mangyayari. Okay, ngayon, since AB is equal to 1, tama, since yung GCD ng A and B is equal to 1, therefore, D is equal to 2. Tama, ngayon, nasabi na, kailan siya magiging 1? Magiging 1 lang siya pag yung 2 natin o yung pinang-divides natin dyan. So, ayun na, pag ano ba, D is equal to 2. Ngayon, since AB is equal to 1, possible din na si D divisible by yung D natin, yung A plus B natin na yan, is equal to 1. Kunyari, ito ay ng something na, kasi nga, kunyari, tinanggal ko itong 2. Kunyari, nag-reach out. O kunyari, hindi ko siya pinactor. Ang sure akong GCD dyan, 1 or something pa rin kasi AB is 1. Okay, this is 2 or 1. Pasok pa rin yung 1 dyan kasi nga, ang divisor natin, pwede na sure ako sa 2, tapos pwede rin sa 1. Kung divisor mo si 2, sure ako divisor mo rin si 1. Okay, so therefore, that is done.